Just a little bit of news. Okay. I'm getting out right there. I need to hold it down. Order block. Our demand zone right here. I get all my news from. Down, the economy continues to face stress. I mean, we are technically already in a recession. That's good news there. Employment was much higher, the consumer was much worse in shape. Quality of lending in the housing market was much lower. And of course, the inflation was not as high. So, a little differently on that end. Your dollar's been skyrocketing. Check the dollar now. A long-term target for the dollar. And we'll see how it reacts once it gets there. It's just been sliding. So we've got this imbalance up here, just got this order block up here, so. We'll see what happens. Got some really nice sail area up in here. I'll take sails directly from order blocks once I have every confirmation. This is probably where I'll be taking the sail from. Always give a little room to breathe. The SP500 comes right above those highs a lot of times. See if it hits first. Let's go to the question at hand. Pop-up just look higher in that time frame for some reason. Delete this. This is from previous day. Slips. But shit, I don't see us slowing down. Honestly, don't even have like a long time target. I mean, the target somewhere up in here, but see that price reaction. This order block right here. This looks nice. we'll just see how price reacts once it gets to this level. I'm just gonna set alert right here. I like it, but I usually like to target this previous daily low for my liquidity, but it's already been swept, so we'll see how it reacts. I just want to see how it reacts in here. I would love for it to be a clear 15-minute OB in here too, but I don't see that, so I like to wait for some kind of confirmation, either some kind of wipe off or break a structure, whatever you want to call it, sweep. Just looking for sweeps of liquidity and get in here and take it down. Or I can just look for some kind of candlestick confirmation, maybe like an engulfing. You have a candlestick right here. It's just imagine these are blue and orange. And another engulfing, and we'll enter there. Sometimes it wicks up with a retest off of here. So we'll see. I'm looking next to see if I can find a divergence with SP500. And what you do see, so divergence I'm looking at right now is you really hasn't given me an entry, just been chopping down. Just chopping down. So we'll be patient. That's all I really got. Other than that, we're sitting on my hands. So we get to push up to here, back down. That's 500, same thing. Get up here though, I'm taking a trade. Look at all that pool of liquidity sitting up there. It's definitely gonna sweep that. Go ahead and calculate that risk. What is that for me? Keyboard, just dirty. Not 72.46, but actually 7.246. Let's just go down there. And I put it above just because I know that that's the thing with trading just one or two pairs. You really find out the characteristics behind your pairs. So SP500 loves to just wick up right above these highs sometimes. And we also have an order block sitting right up here. This whole thing could be considered order block, but I don't think it's gonna go too much higher than that. I think it's gonna come right above these highs if it does come above the highs, but we shall see. But that's why I like to put it right above the highs on SP500 because just with trading multiple pairs, you really can't find the characteristics behind your pairs. But when you just trade one or two pairs, like I do with SP500 and GU, you really can adjust accordingly. And so it's almost like a game plan. I mean, playing sports, the same thing. You gotta adjust to the team you're playing. Same thing with trading. I feel like you gotta adjust to the pairs you're trading, and you really can't really know the characteristics of pairs when you're trading a lot of them personally. So that's why I just like to stick to two. And I like to stick to two in two different markets. So when Forex is messing up, I go to the indices. When the indices are acting weird, I go to Forex. As simple as that. That's why I like to trade two pairs in two different markets. Yeah, that's what I'm looking like on SP500. I usually like to target the daily low, but that's swept. We'll see how it reacts up in here. But my plan is met. So I won't wait for confirmation because I'll look for 1 hour order block meeting with which is all the same. I mean, supply and demand. Like if I just drag this order block out, it's gonna come demand. You see that? So it really doesn't matter. Trading's all the same. It's all buying and selling at a certain level, and then seeing how it reacts at that certain level, and either buying or selling the breakout or buying and selling the retest at that level. It's all the same. You can slice and say different words to it, but that's essentially what it is in every strategy. And just adding proper risk management to it. I also have this order block right up here, so that's why I put it up to high. So yeah, I like this area. So yeah, if it gets here, I'm pushing the sell button right away. I'm not waiting for any confirmation. But yeah, that's what I'm looking like on SP500G. Let's see what's going on. It's almost to our area, so here I will wait for some kind of confirmation. So either some kind of wipe off, some kind of arc break, whatever you want to call it. Just simply sweep a liquidity, break a structure, and retest, and then taking it down. Or to make things simple, you could just look for some kind of rejection candle, either like a pin bar or what I'm about to draw here is like an engulfing. Just imagine these candles are blue and orange, and just like an engulfing candle. Then we can enter off the retest, like right here, with a stop loss right above here, targeting the next lows for liquidity. But we'll see when we get up here. GU likes to wick above its areas too, so they move the same. But I like them. I like GU because it's the most volatile forex pair, and it moves nicely. So we shall see. Other than that, I'm just sitting on my hands. And dollar just skyrocketing. We need it to skyrocket. I kind of been trash in America, so we need that value of that dollar to keep going up. So I'm looking at. See how my stocks are doing. I think we're gonna see one more leg down for the U.S. economy. Yeah, see, I bought right as a black line here for Home Depot. Great price. If it keeps going down, I will keep dollar cost averaging in. Let me see some. Get to a bigger time frame. Yeah, probably right at this OB or demand zone right up in here. If it keeps going down, maybe at the body. We'll see. We'll see how it reacts. But Home Depot's a great company. Bought McDonald's right at that dip. Right there. It's beautiful. Sniper entry on a stock. That's crazy. And I'm looking for one more leg down on my index fund. Bought up in here. But I'm looking for it to come down into this black line right up in here. I'm probably gonna put a little bit more money in there. You can't really go wrong with an index stock. I mean, any of these. I personally like VUG because it's more volatile and it's cheaper. But I mean, IWD is the top 1,000 stocks in America. SP500, VOO, and this is just the total stock market index. But these, it's not really making. You gotta really throw a lot of money in here to really make some money. I mean, the all-time high was 240. It's at 192 right now. Compared to VUG, all-time high was 324. It's at 230 right now. So it's like a $100 difference. Because compared to VOO, which is like what was that? Like a $40. VOO, but actually, that's still expensive. It's like 350. But the volatility is there though. It's just I'm not willing to pay 300 for the same, essentially the same thing. See, it's just cheaper. And VTI is safer, but it's only like a $40 difference. It is cheaper though, but it's about as cheap as VUG. And we shall see. Sitting on my hands. Until then, just waiting and see what we get. Patience is key. Patience is definitely key with trading. You can't rush anything, and you're gonna miss trades. You're just gonna come inches within your entry. It's gonna sometimes come inches above your stop loss. It's just a part of the game. it's emotionally tough. If you're not emotionally tough, emotionally stable, find something else. Cause trade is just not for you, or get emotionally tough. Whether it would be with meditation, that's what I do. Just stay level-minded. But usually with a GU, I like to target that daily low for liquidity, because it especially when it's trending, it will always hit that daily low or daily high. But it usually takes out one of them. Even in consolidated markets, it takes out one of them, and then you just zoom in on the lower time frame and see which ones you like. But I call it order blocks, but I mean, it's essentially supply and demand. Like, it's all the same, all the same shit. Like, if I just draw this thing out, it's gonna come a demand zone or supply zone somewhere. Yeah, that's always. But it's all the same thing. Just you get to an area in the market, you get to a certain level in the market, and you see how it reacts at that certain level, whether with some kind of breaking structure or some kind of candle pattern like engulfing or a pin bar, and you either buy or sell to breakout, or you buy or sell to retest. And it's every strategy is like that. I mean, everybody can call it a slice and dice or whatever they want to call it, but it's essentially the same thing. Just add proper risk management. That's the main thing. Adding proper risk management that fits your psychology. Like, that's a lot of things. Like, risk management has to go with your psychology. Like, can you stay in trades for hours? Can you stay in trades for like can you only stay in trades for seconds? It needs to fit how you perceive the market and what you can tolerate. You know, I can't swing trade because I don't really have the patience to sit and trade. Well, I have the patience, but I can't stand the pullback, you know. When it goes in profit 50-60%, it pulls back to 10%. It's like, I was already up 50-60%. So that's why I'm a day trader. I like to take my money and be gone. Whatever it offers for the day, I'm cool with it. I have my set trading times. And if it offers a trade within that trading time, good. If it doesn't, good. And sometimes I miss trades, but it is what it is. It just works better for my psychology. We'll see what we get here. Just swept these highs, but like I said, I'm not really interested in GU unless it hits here because my confirmations are has to meet a daily order block requirement, has to break structure, which it did on an hour in the 15. But it's not a clear 15-minute order block, so that's why I want to wait for confirmation in this area. But unlike GU at US 500 has it pretty much, but I like to wait for time and price. Like I'm not looking to execute SP500 before 8:30. Like at 8:30 to at pretty much from 8:30 to 2 o'clock is when I'm looking to execute SP500. But if it hits before or after that, I'm not interested because time and price is crucial for SP500. So we'll see. But it doesn't meet all my requirements, just not the timing aspect. But it has a breaking structure. Right here on the hour, and then it has a breaker structure on the 15 with the 15 and with the hour order block lining up and a 15-minute order block lining up, and my first exit point has to be at least a 2-to-1, which here is a 3-to-1. Well, 2-to-1 in the summertime. That's another thing. You gotta know your pairs and how they move, and it just takes studying within the market. It just takes time. Like that's why I don't see how people become profitable after like a year or 2 years. I mean, God bless them, but you have to really study these market conditions of your pairs, and like they can change so much, and seasonality matters so much, especially with the indices. Like my trading is usually the worst during the summertime because just how how consolidates and how the risk reward goes, and a lot of times it just sweeps that first liquidity point. So it changes. So it goes from a 2-to-1 in summertime to 3-to-1s usually during the first quarter and the last quarter. But quarter 2 and 3 is usually a 2-to-1 first liquidity point. But here's a 3-to-1, so that's good. So, but that's my confirmations right there. 15-minute order block lining up with a 1-hour order block. Breaking structures on both time frames. And the first liquidity point or exit point has to be at least a 2-to-1. Simple. Keep your trading simple. What's up, man? How you doing, England? What time is it in England? I might stream London session, man. To be honest, GU has some nice moves during London. I'm just not up. I'm also willing to look at pairs that y'all trade or anything. But yeah, like I said, I'm just on my hands until then, until it hits one of these areas for GU or SP500. And other than that, just on my hands. Patience is key in these markets. Very key. Divergence in NAS. That makes this trade even more nice because I only use NAS for that divergence. So there, look how NAS is pushing higher. See that? Right there. So we're gonna if we can get a divergence like right up in here. You see that has divergence with SP500. Beautiful. So that's even more entry confirmation. It's like a little extra sauce that I use, but it's not like I said. Those are not my 1, 2, 3s and my trigger pools. And then after that, just manage risk. But yeah, this would be a beautiful trade if you can get it. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this. I was looking at that yesterday, but GU just been, it hasn't really given me an entry confirmation. It's been just tanking down. Like it swept this daily low and then it swept this daily low and hasn't really gave me a decent pullback. just chopping down. I mean, you can probably get some on like the minute time frames, but I used to trade the minute time frames, but you get burned a lot on those minute time frames, to be honest. So now I just, if it doesn't, the only time I would drop, I rarely, like I look at the 1 minute from time to time just to see how structures are moving on that time frame, but I'm usually entering on a 5 and a 15 from now. I've been burnt way too many times on my earlier days of trading on that minute time frame. Have gotten some nice trades on the minute time frame though, but it was. And another thing is like, you gotta understand what your win percentage is. If you get on these lower time frames, you do get some nice R to R's. Like you get that's where you get the 10 to ones, the 20 to ones, where it's just like you get ridiculous R to R's, but you lose. Well, at least I was losing like 20 to sometimes lower than that, like, but usually like 20 to 30% of the time. And when you have that low win average, like the probabilities of you losing 10 times in a row is high. So it's very high. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's like a 70% chance or 60% chance that you can lose 10 times in a row, 11 times in a row. And can your psychology take that? Mine can't. You know, that's another thing. You gotta just know what fits your psychology. Know what fits your mindset. That's why trading is. You gotta know what works for you. You gotta know yourself. That's what trading does. It's like a therapy session of knowing yourself, really getting in tune with yourself, and being honest with yourself. A lot of people just aren't honest with themselves out here. But trading will force you to be honest with you. If you want to be successful in trading, it forces you to be honest with yourself. So yeah, just waiting on this. See what we can get up in here. I honestly could do a psych video, but nobody watches the psych videos, which is crazy because that's the most important thing. Like psych and risk management. Like I know people tell it all the time, but they don't really tell it how you can apply. Like how does risk management? Well, sometimes risk management. I mean, it all goes with the mindset and psychology. Psychology and your risk management goes hand in hand. Hand in hand. But as far as technicals, is buying and selling at certain levels, seeing how it reacts at that level, and buying and selling either the breakout or the retest. And I can debunk anybody's strategy and break it down to exactly that. It's literally that simple. And Mark Douglas actually explained it in one of his videos. Like it's literally that simple. Like we don't know where these markets are going. You only can have a probability at a certain level, see how it reacts at that certain level, and buy and sell the retest or buy and sell the breakout, whatever trader you want to be. Personally, a retest trader or breaking structure trader, but the concepts I guess you could say I use are smart money concepts or RCT, whatever you want to call it. That's the strategy that resonated with me the best, but it's all the same shit. I can use fancy terms like liquidity pools and order blocks and fair value gaps and all that shit, but it's all the same shit. Just like this is a order block. Look how I magically make this into a demand zone or supply zone just by dragging this thing out. Now it's become the demand zone / supply zone. Look at that. And you can do that with anything, like any order block or any institutional candle, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. But yeah. Other than that, we are just on our hands, just waiting. I really want to. I got a nice little chunk of change I want to throw at VUG, but like I said, I'm waiting. It's been just consolidating within this range for a minute. Where's my path? Just within this range right here, so I'm waiting for it to either break this high or break this low. So that's why I get alerts on both sides. I mean, if it moves up, that's great. I already got a lot of money into it, so hey, it's great. If it moves down, it's even greater because I want to throw some more money into it, so we'll see. But yeah, this is long-term investing. And VUG pays you a nice little dividend check too. It does. But yeah, I mean, I know the title said SP500 and GU, but hey, why not talk about a little stocks too, or indexes in this case? But yeah, once it hits this black line around 200, around this demand zone, the order block, I'm gonna throw a nice little change, a nice little chunk of change around 200. It's at 230 right now, so around 200. I'm gonna dollar cost average in some more. Cryptos, yeah. I mean, I watch them. I got a little money into them. Nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? It's just too early of an asset for me to really throw a nice look. Like I just bought into it too, like right up in, I want to say 2,600. Yeah, 2,600 somewhere in there. Through I think like $200 at Bitcoin, and I think like $200 at Ethereum. Around, it was like 1,500. Yeah, around 1,500. And we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I'll watch them. But it's just like it just doesn't have enough data. Like people are so, it's like back testing material. Got to keep up to date with the assets. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't live trade them, that was demo trade. So and you can see here like win 2.7 win. Like it had like out of 10 trades, it's pretty. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, 10 or 4 losses. So 60%. And look at the win average. So each win was like, the first one was 2.7 R to R, 3.8 R to R, 2.8 R to R. So all of them was above it, 2 R to R. So that's good, but it just doesn't have enough data. Like you go to the 6-month chart and that's it. Like it just started in 2016. Like that's why people are saying these things could really come all the way down, because it very well could come to 480. It could come lower than that. We just don't know. It's so early of an asset. People got their whole life savings into it. It's like crazy. Like when you have companies that have proven themselves time and time again, especially in America. I'm in America, so I only invest in American companies, but I got money in McDonald's. Is not even in a recession. You know what I'm saying? I bought it right at that. Literally, I sniped this entry, which is rare to do on a stock, but right at this demand zone or order block. Right at, was it 20? I think it was 214. I want to say 217. Right there. So doesn't even look like it's in a recession. And meanwhile, crypto's crashing. Stick to companies that have longevity. That you go to the 6-month chart. Longevity. They've been around since 1969. Come on, and look at this trend. You can't beat it. Come on. You go to their financial reports. It's grade A. They've been profiting at least 50 mil, 60 mil a quarter. Same thing with Home Depot. Been around since 1982. Look at that trend. Come on. And I bought. I bought right at this black line too. Right at this order block. This daily order block. You could honestly consider it a weekly order block. Yeah. Right here, and I also bought around here 330. Somewhere here in dollar cost average, but it kept tanking in. But Home Depot is a great company. Like these are the companies that I would suggest investing in. You know, crypto. I mean, throw a little bit of money at it, but I definitely wouldn't have majority of my portfolio like a lot of people do. It's just too early in an asset. You just don't know. You just don't know. Amazon. Like I look at all these, but I only got money at Home Depot, McDonald's, and VUG index fund, just like the any other index fund, but it's a growth. And I invested in growth because it's actually reporting on what the companies are doing growth wise. It's not reporting on the value of the company. You know, like that's why the tech industry is dropping right now, because the value of the company, a lot of these companies are way overvalued. So that's what I don't like. I like growth. And then it's cheaper. And then it's more volatile. Look at the high, 326, now it's at 230, compared to like the total market, which is it's safer. Don't get me wrong, you can't go wrong with this. Like it's if this fails, at least America, I don't know where anybody's from, but at least America, we have a lot worse things to worry about if this fails, you know. So you can't invest into this. It's just dollar cost averaging when it drops. VOs, the SP500, which is safer, but it's just more expensive, like 350 compared to 230, which I want to buy at 200. So, but it's about has about the same volatility. It's just cheaper. just depending on which one you can go with. But yeah, that's what I would suggest investing in. I have another stock too. AMD is AMD needs to come on up. AMD's at a good price. I believe in AMD too. It's a chip company. It makes all these chips for all these holographics and also cars too. NVIDIA, another good chip company, and games and all that stuff. Apple, yeah, I forget about Apple. Yeah, Apple's a beautiful. I believe in Apple in the long term. Like exactly, look at the same thing. Chart, beautiful chart. Over, it has years of experience. Been around since 1981, not 2016, like cryptos. And it really doesn't even look like we had a small pullback. But Apple's a great company. You know, if every product I use is Apple. You know, so if Apple went out of business, America's gonna be hurting. Like you gotta think in terms of that. Like how are they innovating? What do their 10Ks look like? And which is like a financial report of the quarterly earnings, which you can just simply type in on Yahoo Finance. Like they can't hide any of this stuff because they have to report it to the government and get audited on it, so they can't hide any of it. But the profiting companies, America relies on them heavily. For a lot of different things. They bail a lot of things out. A lot of big investors are investing into them, like BlackRock and Vanguard. Things like you can simply just go to Yahoo Finance and type all this stuff in. Like, let's go to Home Depot. No. Come here to Home Depot and it shows you everything, like historical data, high and lows. This is what I like to look at, the financials. So look at this quarterly earning, total revenue. Come on now. But I mean, you also got to look at the cost of revenue compared to the total revenue. But then it shows you the gross profit. You don't even have to do the math on that. So they brought in 50 million last year, 44 last quarter, 44 last quarter. Like, come on. You can look down here, look at everything, the expenses, how they're operating, and then also like to look at the holders. And if you see Vanguard and BlackRock, these run America. You know, you do your research on Vanguard and BlackRock, and they're the top. If you see these two as the top shareholders, it's always a good company to invest in. They have 93,000 shares, 72,000 shares. So you can do this with any company. But like I said, I know the title says SP500 and GU, but we're just sitting on our hands for them. Looks like we'll see how it reacts to this order block. But if we, in order for me to deny this as my area to sell from, it would have to break below here and close below here, and then retest, and then keep kind of coming down. But it has to close down here on the hourly. But if it just wicks down, I'm still liking this area to sell at. But we'll see. You just got to be patient. SP500, same thing. Not looking, even if it came into this imbalance up in here, still looking to sell above here. And like I said, I'm not looking to execute SP500 before 8:30. Like 8:30 to 2:32 is my entry points for, or where I'm looking to get active into the market for SP500. GU, I pretty much will enter that. If I'm up during London, I need to. It moves really nice during the London session, but anywhere from really 3 to like same thing, 3 a.m. my time to 2, which is like opening time in London, like what 9:30. really like this SP500 set. It has like everything I need. Then yeah, this is my long-term target. I think we're gonna finally see a rebound once we get up in here. 36.19 area. I think we'll finally get a rebound here. Then go. Would be my analysis. I mean, but you never know. It could come down to this order block, but I highly doubt it's gonna go below this. Highly doubt. Because the U.S. economy is not. But yeah, I definitely think it's gonna take down because it's just like you can tell like when it wants to rebound, you know, like the rebounds is just a lot more solid. Like trying to find one like look at this this up move compared to this current up move. Got all this wicks. This is Wick City down here. It's not gonna leave all these wicks down here if it really wants to move up, you know. So that's why I think we're gonna see another leg down and then sweep all this liquidity down here, and then I think we'll finally see a rebound in the U.S. economy. This is damn near equal lows, you know. Like it won't do this if it's that's damn near equal lows. That's liquidity 101 right there. But yeah, other than that, man, y'all definitely let me know if y'all want me to look at anything. I'll be willing to look at it, but I stick to SP500 and GU. If the indices market is messing up, I go to Forex. If the Forex market is messing up, I go to SP500. But usually don't go outside of that. And just knowing your pairs. I got it above. I used to put it right above the highs, but with SP500, it likes to wick right up above that and then go. I've been burnt so many times on that. That's knowing your pairs. Only trading. I only recommend 2 pairs. One really. I used to only trade one, but if you're only sticking to one market, I recommend just sticking to that market, especially starting out. But like I said, once you start trading for a minute, one of the markets will start to mess up, especially during the season. Like indices, they're not the best to trade during summertime, so that's why I go to Forex and vice versa. But yeah, SP500 likes to wick right above, and we also have this order block or demand zone right up above here, so yeah. And I don't like to put my stop loss above 20 points, just because I just know how SP500 moves. Like that means if my stop loss is at 20 points, that means it has to go at least 60 points for me to get a 2-to-1, and that's my average R to R. So if it's below that, that's even better. So if it's at 10, then it has to go at least 30. I'm actually gonna go use the bathroom real quick, and I shall be back. Well, this coffee's getting cold. like that. I like that I let that wick up there. It means liquidity. See a 4-hour wick like that, especially if you can consolidate here for another like hour. Around 9 o'clock, shoot up above that wick. That'd be beautiful. Yeah, I like that area. And SP500 US, or SP500, I'm about to say US, but I mean they move together too. But SP500 and GU move similar, also. Not exact, but similar. See what NAS is doing. I don't trade NAS, just got a divergence. Yeah, I like that. Divergence. Get it up here. Looks like it's gonna keep pumping up. Look what SP500 is doing. Nice divergence. So yeah, definitely looking to execute that if we get into that area. If we not, it's all good. Gotta be okay with, like, within the last two. It's my trade book right here. I mean, I'll put everything in the into Trading View too, like to get a physical thing. Then I'll show you. If it wants to stop moving terribly slow. Profile. This is where I put all my trades. I'd like to get a visual of them. I think that's the most important thing, to actually get a visual of the trades that you're taking, not just writing them down, but visually. And I put US because I was in this trade, but I let my emotions get the best of me. And got out like right above, right around here because of the timing. I didn't like the timing of it, and then I should have just stuck to my analysis and got out, but they just back tested it and jotted it down and come back again the next day. So I took profit out of it, just not as much profit as I was supposed to take out of it. And then I journal everything down in here too as well. So, let's see that. Those are my emotions, what I was feeling. And why is it not showing that part? Yeah, that's my trade log. But yeah, this looks nice. This will be my first exit point. If we get up here, this will be my second exit point right at these lows. But I think it's gonna come lower to that. Like I said, I think it's gonna come all the way down here if I was swinging it. But ain't nobody got time to be swinging it all day like that. I like to take my money and get out. That's how you get these nice R2Rs. But see if it comes up here. Oh, wrong thing. Comes here, sweeps this, and then draws back like this. Can you psychologically take the drawback of you is in profit this much, and then draws back almost all of your profit, and then it can continue, you know, and it keeps drawing back and continues. You just gotta be able to withstand that psychologically when you swing trade. And I'm just not prepared to. I like to keep my win rate higher, so I'm not taking a lot of losses in a row. Like if you're below 40, if you're really below 40%, the probabilities of you losing 8 to 10 times in a row is like 60%, like at least 50%, and which is high, 50-60%. And a lot of people don't know that, you know. A lot of people lose 10 times in a row and change their strategy, but it's not the strategy, it's how probabilities are lying within your strategy, you know. So and the further you push out your R to R, like when you get 1 to 5s, 1 to 6s, the probabilities of your win rate being lower is higher. So that's why my first liquidity point, depending on the seasonality of things, summertime is 2 to 1. And usually quarter 1, 3 to 1 at my first liquidity point, in quarter 4, 3 to 1. Those I'm using my best times. But been trading for a while, you gotta really study the markets to kind of know your pairs. But now, I mean, people become profitable after 6 7 months. God bless them. I wish I was profitable after 6 7 months. I don't know how. Like you haven't even experienced like a full annual market, session. Like you haven't even experienced everything that the market has to offer. Like it's just I just don't understand it. But hey, teach his own. I don't know what just happened. Everything good? Said it was reconnected or something like that. Thinks everything's good. Think we good. Now, like I said, I'm willing to look at pairs that y'all want, whether it be in any market, whether it be stocks, commodities, futures, anything. I'm willing to look at it, and I'm willing to mark it up for you. Give you my bias on it, but you gotta realize that's my bias. Don't let my bias persuade your bias. Because, like I said, nobody knows where the market's going. Nobody. Well, retail traders, none of the retail traders know where the market's going. The market makers, they do, but the Vanguards and the Black Rocks know where the market's going. Like I showed y'all in the financial reports, but we don't. We just, just buying and selling at certain levels and adding risk management to that and having the psychology to hold through and not let the market play games on us. And that's all we can do. That's the only thing we control is our mindset and our risk management. We cannot control where the market goes. So it took me a while to realize that and try not to, because I'm coming from a sports background. So anytime I lost, I would need to figure out why I lost. And that's another thing I also hear people say a lot. Like, you don't need to figure out why. Sometimes you just lost. A lot of times you just lost because you lost. Like you can't, you won't win everything. You'll lose majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time you'll lose. Like my win rate is between 50 to 60%. But my risk management is grade A. And that's because I'm usually going for 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. If I went for 1 to 1, my risk management would be up. But I don't like. I mean, I'm not. It's just not worth it for me to risk 1 to get 1. I feel it's more worth it to risk 1 to get 2 or 1 to get 3. That's just how my mind works. But I know a lot of successful scalpers. But it just doesn't work for me. That's another thing. You just gotta find out what works best for your mind. Let's see. Same thing. If it closes below here, but it has to be an hour close. If he close below here with the hour close, then I won't be too focused on this. I'll be more focused on something up in here and then take it down. But I think we're gonna be bearish for the week. I've been streaming for. Oh, they restarted or something. Y'all can. Yeah, I think. Yeah, think if everything's good, just put like a Y, or if not, put like an N, so I know everything's good on y'all's end. Yeah, I'd love for it to come back, come right above these highs, because there's a lot of liquidity right above here. Got this pool, you got 2 pools of liquidity. Liquidity right up here. Got liquidity right up here. Euro GBP at certain levels, same thing, pretty much same thing, man. You want me to look at it for you? But is it? I traded all the same way. Euro GBP. Oh Jesus, what is this? This is like old trading. I looked this pair once upon a time. This is like my beginner stages. It's crazy. Delete all this. Oh wow, I didn't even know you can do that now. Let's see. So it looks like it's definitely about to sweep that daily high. It's been just consolidating though, over on them. Bigger time frame, it's just consolidating. Forex pairs would definitely do that, so that's why I can go back and forth to the indices. But as a short term, definitely looks like it's about to sweep this daily high right here. Because this is how I always mark up. Because I'm a day trader, so there's no really need for me to look at anything else besides I'm just trying to get a long term target where it's going. So it looks like it's definitely about to sweep this daily high. So this would be my target for the day. Previous daily high. It has a higher probability of sweeping that daily high. That's why I always ask myself before I mark up, does it have a higher probability of sweeping the daily high, or does it have a higher probability of sweeping the daily low? And from the looks at it, it has a high probability of sweeping the daily high. We also have order blocks up here that it probably needs to fill. There's an order block right here, aka demand zone, because like I said, you can just stretch it to the side and see. I just call it order block, just whatever language you want to use. It has a 15-minute lining up, so we also have an order block right up here. So, but that's a 15-minute. Oh, so it's within an hour. So for me, I'd probably wait to see if I can seek some kind of confirmation up in here. But I wouldn't sell up in here personally. But I would probably wait for some kind of breaking structure up in here, like come above here. Might sweep it, to be honest, sweep the high up in here, and then look for a break and retest up in here. And this is where I'd most likely be interested in to buy at. Same thing, break structure, sweep liquidity, and to buy in right up in here. Something like that. That's what I'd be interested in. And then kind of fill some of these order blocks up in here. Order block right here that you can target. But yeah, that's extreme foreshadowing. You know, I try not to foreshadow too much. I try to just foreshadow within the days. But yeah, that's what I look like for on this pair. But we'll see how it reacts up in this certain level. And if looking for like breaking structures, that's what I like to look for confirmation is too confusing. You can just look for some kind of rejection candle, like a pin bar or like an engulfing candle. Like if you can just look for like an engulfing candle, you can enter there. Just imagine these candles are blue and orange. could short it right here. Like, but personally, I wouldn't be interested in shorts, but that's just my bias on the pair. You know, you could do something totally different, like I said. But just looking at it from a daily standpoint, and like I said, I don't watch this pair like that. But yeah, that's what I'd be interested in. Honestly looks good. I really like the buys up in here. Actually, I'm gonna set alert up in here. I'm not gonna trade it, but I just want to see how it reacts up in here. See if that would have my bias if it actually plays out. But we'll see. But yeah, Europe GBP is just been an ugly trade within the last year, really. Let's go to the 3-month chart. See, look at this. This is the overall market compared to. That's another reason I like indices too. Like this overall market compared to. I'm just gonna jump to the SP500. You know, it's just when it's trending up, the buys are really easy. But you gotta really know how to trade when it's starting to trend down. But yeah. Hopefully I answered your question about Euro GBP, USD, or Euro GBP. I need to remove all these extensions because I'm definitely not holding it to that long. I'll be holding this as my target one. Short from 10-minute supply. 10-minute, I don't even use a 10-minute time frame. Let's see what you're talking about. There we go. 10-minute, huh? Talking about right here. Yeah, you could definitely come down. Definitely, without a doubt. I just wouldn't be interested in selling it right now. I'd only honestly be interested in selling it if it did, but don't let me persuade you or anything. This is just me personally. Go stick to your analysis. But it's just too close. Like I say, like the question I ask myself is it higher to sweep the daily high or daily low? So look how it's pushing towards that daily high. But this is just me. I would think I'd only probably be interested to sell it after it sweeps that daily high. But it definitely could come down here and then go here, or like according to my bias earlier, could come here and break a structure, test and go. But that's just me personally. But it definitely could come down. But I can see it. I can definitely see it. It's forming a nice rejection down here too. But you have your stop loss right above here. So I'm guessing something like this, short like that. Hmm. 10-minute time frame. Huh? I've never used a 10-minute time frame, but it looks pretty decent. That looks pretty decent. Might honestly be interested in some buys down here too, but not right here, but right in this order block right here. I'll color coordinate my order. So green is hourly, pink is 15. So be interested. I won't be buying here because it doesn't meet my confirmations. Like I said, I need to see an hourly order block agreements with a 15-minute order block agreements for me personally. but I am interested. But I only like to pick my higher probability setups. Um, that's the thing I've learned from trading over the years too. Is I've within the last 2 weeks, we're going on 3 weeks now. I've taken 3 trades. So one trade last week was a loss. Trade before that was last week was a loss, and my trade yesterday was a win. So 3 trades within 3 weeks. Just sticking to the high probability setups, because within my trading, I found out trading less definitely makes you more profitable in the long run. And the prop firm I'm with is Funded Plus. I recommend this prop firm. I don't have no Funded Trading Plus. I don't have no affiliations with them. But honestly it's the best to me. I mean, it's no minimum trading, so you don't have to worry about hitting a 30-day target. Like, you don't have to worry about hitting 10% within a 30-day target. Hit your 10% whenever you want to hit your 10%. Forgot what program I did. Oh no. Yeah, this is the one I did. So yeah, same thing, 2 phases. First target's went up 10%, so standard phase 2 5%. But this is the big thing right here. It's no minimum trading day, so like you don't have to hit the target within a certain day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know for me that throws off my psychology. Like, when I'm trying to hit a certain target, within 30 days, it's almost like you have to over leverage. With here, you don't. Max leverage is 1 to 30, which is perfect for me. I mean, that's 3%. You know what I'm saying? Why do you need to risk over 3% per trade anyway? I usually risk 1 or less, like 0.5 to 1%. Unless you just want to over leverage, and this is not the prop firm for you, but you have no minimum trading day, so you don't need to over leverage. You just, if it takes you a day to pass, you're good. If it takes you the whole year to pass, you're good. Same thing, relative drawdown and everything. And usually with these prop firms, and then it pays you out every week. You know, that's another thing. It pays you out every week, not monthly or bi-weekly. It pays you out every week. Profit splits 80-20. Then after the first payout and it pays you out 90-10 overall. Then I had no affiliation with this prop firm, by the way. Just what I recommend. And then the price is right on line with a lot of other prices. It's $4.99 USD. So yeah, it's prop firm I recommend. But yeah, like I said, my strategy is along the line of I guess you can say a smart money or ICT trader, but like I said before, it's all the same. It's all the same shit. Find the levels, buy, sell at that level, buy, sell the retest, or break out of that level. Yeah, I'm really liking SP500, GU. Probably leave GU alone for the day, to be honest. I don't know if we're gonna have enough volatility to even get up there. Like I said, we're gonna see how we're gonna react right here, but like I said, I always ask myself, it already swept the daily low. This is the daily high. If I was to be selling it, I would like to sell at the premium. I wouldn't do almost at the discount. I don't want to be selling at a discount. I want to sell at a premium. I want to buy at discounts. And like I said, I would be buying if this matched up with that hourly order block, but all I have is a wick down there. So, but I would not be surprised if it turns back up. But like I'm saying, I'm just gonna watch it and only use the fib just to see my discounted areas. Definitely. That's 8:30. Gives me my go ahead for entries on the US 500. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I've been streaming for about an hour, 30, something like that. So if y'all got any more questions, just let me know. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna try to stream every day. I'm gonna try to. But yeah, y'all just let me know if y'all have any questions. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream. No questions. All right, man. I will catch y'all. Peace. Catch me again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Keep these levels in mind. This is the broker that matches up with that